Hello, my students, after all. I haven't really been doing anything so far, like teaching a class on YouTube. Well, at least this is something going to end up doing sort of a special of a Mr. Drakson Christmas, after all, and also I'm going to be drinking this Christmas soda and have a little bit of conversation with you to spend a bit of Christmas with me and all, and even got some ideas anyway. Well, of course, this is the eh, well, this is actually consider the Christmas soda. This is mostly a popular drink in Sweden during this time of year, and outsells more than Coca-Cola. It's kind of the grandma licks in the bit, and plus drinking out of a Krampus glass, and even wearing a Krampus shirt after all, with it that it drinks with the Krampus ale. Yeah, there's even ideas. I kind of got the idea if I should start doing the idea about soda grading, about where I drink sodas and actually give them grades on how it is. Well, might as well have a little bit of an update so far. YouTube is going to be kind of changing a bit with the idea of the COPA that was sort of a protection act, might affect a bit of the channel or the other type of channel I have as well, and see what happens. Even though I'm kind of changing in a ways how to do, I'm thinking about, of course, the idea about maybe I should do the idea about grading sodas, and even have the idea about doing some storytelling after all. And please, if you kind of agree with some ideas or something, leave a comment after all. Well, I can always just have a little bit of thing to talk about to learn some things. Okay, pretty much about Krampus. Krampus is an old folklore, most commonly in Austria and Germany and East Europe, that's been around for a long, long time, even kind of back to the pagans, but it was more to the early years of Christianity, where the idea was referred to the evil Santa, the anti-Santa, or the shadow of Saint Nicholas. Where, of course, you always know the idea about Santa Claus, the guy who actually would give good children presents, and while Krampus is the one who handles the naughty children by whacking them, or end up taking them, and probably ends up taking them in his cave and eats them, and probably just throws them down to hell after all. And even though he kind of makes the idea of getting a lump of coal more like a Christmas gift. Anyway, of course, there's also other type of Christmas traditions. Like in the Netherlands, they end up having the idea where they still kind of use the blackface image, and I know it's racist here in the U.S., and that's kind of what their tradition is. Even though they kind of what Sweetie Todd or Black Pete, that's sort of like supposed to be Santa Claus' little helper, after all, or refer to Saint Nicholas's helper as well. And kind of today's view in the U.S., it's more to the elves, is what you got than ZD Pete. Yeah, of course, they also had the Yule Goat. That's kind of a tradition, what they do in the Nordic countries have been. They kind of actually put it on fire, almost like the idea like a burning goat festival, like Christmas Burning Man. Yeah, but it's not really like that. And of course, in Sweden, kind of has their way of the Christmas tradition of the jewel time of the mist, and this is what the soda kind of is, and sells more than Coca-Cola. Well, it's kind of more of a yeast, kind of weird, unique taste is what it really is. And all, but to me, this is something that can just only drink for a seasonal occasion is what it better as after all. Yeah, even though I'm admitting things about Mr. Drakson, get stage fright and all, that's what I'm doing right now. Just do the best I can, and by the knowledge ever well, even though kind of actually going as like a teacher and actually misspell words, and that's not a good sign for that after all. But for the ideas about what I plan on doing with the storytelling the storytelling and even grading sodas, even probably maybe the ones I share this on Facebook will probably have the suggestion about this. Anyway, but mm, any anyway, but I got a little bit more. Well, I might as well just go ahead and sign myself off and all, and probably might get some maybe some new things if see what happens a bit in the new year in 2020. And cheers.